Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I do hope you are doing well. So much is going on. I don't even know where to start half the time. But what I think I'm doing today is part of the bigger picture of everything that we see happening with Harry and Meghan. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, this game over for Harry, because literally his life is game over. There's a lot we've seen with him. We know that a lot's going on around Meghan and her projects. But at the end of the day, when you look at Harry and everything that is going on around him, that is the big problem. It's game over, and how Meghan, she just makes it so much worse. Yeah, she makes it worse. And it's game over for Harry, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Let's get into it. This situation right now with Harry is so tragic. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him. I think he's put himself in this predicament himself. Really, he is the reason why he has these problems. But I really do not feel like there's an out for him. There's nothing he can do. His life is literally over. It's game over for him. And the rest of his life is going to be spent in the shadow of Meghan and what she's doing to him. And the fact that he's never going to reconcile with his family. It's just not going to happen. The reason why it's game over for Harry is because he cannot seem to make himself be accountable for his own choices. And I think the reason why he always wants to blame other people is because he does not want to be accountable for his own problems. I mean, that's just the crux of it all. Harry is one of those types of people that can never take accountability for their actions. And think about it. If you can't take accountability for your actions, then you're never going to get to a resolution of happiness. You're never going to get to a point where people are going to trust you again. They're going to want to have a relationship with you again, because you can't show humility to come down off of your ego to say that you're sorry. And if you can't ever do that, you're not going to be in a position where people are going to want to be in your life again. So it's game over for Harry, because I don't see that happening for him. Unless he got some, I don't know, somebody just came to him like a fairy godfather or somebody and said, hey, I'd like to solve your problems, Harry. Take accountability, and then all of your problems will be solved. Unless that happened, this is the rest of his life. It's over for Harry. Just like I said, it's a wrap for Meghan. It's over for Harry. His life is over, because that will never happen. He will never take accountability for his actions, ever. And I found it interesting what royal expert Robert Hardman had said. He says the real reason why King Charles is not speaking to Harry, he is citing these legal concerns rather than the personal animosity. Because, you know, the king is stuck in a very difficult position because he can't communicate with his son due to these legal battles that he has with the government and over his security arrangements, because the king, you know, he's over everything. And it really puts the king in a bad position when, you know, it's your son calling out the people that work for you on behalf of the government. Like, how do you navigate that without putting your hands in it and getting in like some problems with your government? It just really puts the king in a very difficult situation. Now, Harry, he also expressed that he was devastated, we know, after the loss of his taxpayer-funded police protection, which left him with facing a potential legal cost of £1.5 million. Okay, so Harry is in a predicament. And with this predicament comes the problems that you yourself were facing, but how your wife has escalated that. Because what Meghan did after this came down around Harry's security loss, Meghan put this picture up on her Instagram. And a lot of people were thinking that was just a big, screw you, royal family. And you just look at what Meghan is doing, and she's essentially making it worse. And it's almost like she is perpetuating the animosity within the royal family by taking that picture and just showing how Harry is just out on his own, his back to the camera with these children, and Meghan's just like, let me get the picture. So, this is just kind of like a clap back at the royal family and everything that has happened, and making Harry feel like, my life is just like, no one's going to help me out, feeling sorry for himself. Because did you ever think about this? This is what I thought was very interesting. The idea that Harry even gave this interview to the BBC about his security losing his case. To me, it's like he's just whining and pouting, and he's doing that via this interview. Because this interview didn't help your relationship with your family. It didn't help that you came out and you started talking about your father not having much longer to live. There's like all this speculation going on now with people thinking that Harry might know something more about his dad not living much longer. And I mean, you can't think that speaking to the BBC was going to make your relationship any tighter with your family. All that did was make your situation worse by speaking to the BBC. So to me, it was like Harry was just pouting, like, I'm upset. They're not giving me my security. I'm going to go talk to the BBC about it. And that's what he did. But that's not helping his situation any better. And what else is not making his situation any better? The things that Meghan has done with her social media after the interview that Harry gave. And then also what she did around her Netflix deal, because not only is Harry at a dead end, Meghan is also at a dead end. And when they're both at a dead end, how can they move forward as a couple in harmony and with happiness if your wife is making the situation even worse? Because did you hear about what Meghan did? Meghan, it looks like she put out a legal letter on behalf of Netflix threatening a chef who had dissed her cooking show. Now, if I'm Harry and I'm going through some things, and then my wife is putting up photos of me on Instagram with my back to the camera, almost like a diss to the royal family, and then she's going out and doing things that are lies around Netflix, how is she making things better? How is she making things more cordial within this relationship? She's making things worse for Harry, as if the man doesn't have enough to deal with. She apparently has done this. So this is what happened. So Jameson's Stocks, he is a food connoisseur, okay? And this guy, he once cooked for King Charles, and he hit out at Meghan's series saying that it was terrible. Terrible. And then he comes out and says that he received a warning from Netflix about the comments that he made about Meghan's show. And then Netflix comes out and says that they denied sending a legal warning to this chef about his comments about Meghan's show. So where do you think this letter came from? Where do you think this legal letter came from? If Netflix is now denying it, but the man said he got a letter, then that just leaves one other option, that Meghan stuck her big toes in it and made some kind of letter or accusation that she wanted to pin on a said lawyer to threaten this chef about his negative comments. You see, what Meghan has done is that she has put her relationship in the constant decline with other people in the celebrity world. Because people talk, and people are not wanting to work with Meghan. Because when there are people who are voicing their concerns about Meghan publicly, it sends a message that Meghan is not someone that people want to align with. I've talked about this before. She can't even get people like, where's Tyler? Where's Oprah? Where's Michelle Obama? Where's Kerry Washington? Like, where are these people that are supposed to be her friends that are supporting her with business ventures? They're not. And so while Harry's trying to deal with the loss of his security and not wanting to apologize for the things he has done to to upset his own family, and then you have your wife back at home, your only place of solitude, your only place of really having somewhat of a normal life considering all the damage you've done to your own family out there. She is now making it where not even regular people in your community want to even deal with you anymore. So not only do you have the outside from your family, not wanting to speak with you, you don't even have the people in your own community wanting to have a relationship with you because of the nasty, vile things that your wife is doing. Because I can't imagine that this is good, that this man has received this legal warning from Netflix, and then Netflix comes out and says, it wasn't us, it wasn't us. I mean, you have to be looking at your wife with the side eye saying, what in the world is going on? You're just making my life completely miserable. How is this man going to ever get to any kind of place of solitude and all the luxury that he has? I mean, come on, they live in a nice home. They've got healthy children. They've got all money in the bank. I mean, you've got problems, but you really don't have problems. But for you, these are problems that you are making so much bigger than they have to be. And while doing that, your wife is making problems even bigger as well. It's like, what do you do if you are Prince Harry? Your life has literally hit a dead end because this wife is your forever. And we know what could come after that. A divorce, which I think Harry is very reluctant to do because he wants to save face. He doesn't want to prove the trolls right. So he's somewhat stuck. He's trapped. Like he accused his father and brother on the Oprah interview. He himself is trapped. He can't go home. His family doesn't want nothing to do with him. And your wife is constantly sabotaging any kind of normal life that you have. What do you do? And I love what this Jameson Stocks said about this criticism of Meghan. He said, how can she get all this money from Netflix? I don't think she can cook, and I don't think she should be teaching people to cook either. Like, you have people who work with the royal family, who is a celebrity in their own right, making this kind of negative vibe about who you are. How do you rebuild from here? How do you say, okay, let's let bygones be bygones and just move on with your life when your wife is constantly sabotaging things and people are speaking negatively about you? And then you have Netflix denying this legal letter. Like, it's like it always keeps getting, like, the mountain of all problems gets bigger and bigger and bigger with Meghan, because she's constantly trying and thriving, trying to thrive, to do more and more and more, and to be better. But that will never happen. I've talked about that in my videos. Like, that's never going to happen. We're going to sit, eat our popcorn, and watch her try. Okay, what you going to do now, Meghan? And Harry's now sitting back looking, well, why you keep doing this stuff? How is this helping the relationship? Because Meghan is all in her feelings. Do you think she's making Harry's life like rosy and beautiful with all the criticisms that she gets? You think Meghan is living the best life ever when she can't even get people to even want to work with her? Harry can't get his family to speak to him. It is such a disaster. And at this point, the only thing that could give you any kind of solace of normalcy is to be able to come home to something normal, which Harry's not. He's not coming home to anything normal, but potential substance abuse for him which we know has been his new normal in the past when he's tried to deal with his problems. And there are people out there that have spoken or said things to me that Harry is consumed with substances to try to help get himself through all the things he's dealing with, allegedly. And I think the only way to get out of this is to be able to show humility and admit your flaws and to beg for forgiveness and to say you're sorry. Because not once during that interview did he say he was sorry for anything that he did. It's like he's consumed by his own upbringing that has not taught him much to get out of the circumstances that he's created for himself. And his wife is not making it any easier. Harry is in a losing battle because he doesn't have a wife who is supporting him and helping him in a way that strengthens him and his relationship with his family. He has a wife who is going to perpetuate the problems Harry has with his family. I'm sure he's starting to see it. But then the question becomes, how do you solve the problem once you see it? And the only solution for Harry to solve the problems that he's having with Meghan and how she perpetuates his own problems is to divorce her. That's the only solution to his problems. To separate, to be like go do you, boo. Just go do you. Leave that woman and go focus on you. That's literally the only solution. I don't know, but we'll see. All right, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.